Most trading indicators either give signals too late when the movement has already passed, or do not show anything new at all. Today, I'll show you a tool that marks the entry point in real time, sets stop loss and take profit levels itself, and leaves you with only one task: to press the button and open a trade. This indicator is Owl Smart Levels. Now let's analyze its trading logic and look at examples of real trades on the Forex and crypto markets. Before moving on to trades, let's figure out how Owl Smart Levels finds entry points in the first place. How does it analyze the chart, and what exactly does it take into account? Any indicator is not a magic trick, but an algorithm. And to use it effectively, you need to understand its internal logic. Now, I'll show you how Owl reads the market in real time, step by step, from the trend to a specific entry point. The first thing any analysis starts with is determining the trend. This is basic. In trading, it is always safer to work with the trend than against it. Even in smart money concepts, everything starts with the context of the higher time frame, and Owl Smart Levels works on the same principle. To determine the trend, the indicator has a built-in valuable ZigZag tool. This is not just a classic ZigZag, but an improved algorithm that cuts out market noise and highlights only the really important price breaks, those that set the structure of the movement. Imagine the market as a series of waves, some small, some large. If you react to each one, you will end up with chaos and a bunch of false entries. Available ZigZag solves this problem. It focuses only on key extremes, those where the market really changes direction. What does this mean in practice? The indicator always works only with the trend. If the last ZigZag wave is upward, we look for buys. If it is downward, only sells. No guessing about reversals, only working with a confirmed direction. This approach not only makes trades more logical, it also cuts out weak and counter-trend setups, reduces the number of stops, and helps maintain a stable risk-reward ratio of at least 1 to 3 in each trade. Identifying the trend is only the first step. The next question is, when to enter? The market always moves in waves: impulse, correction, new impulse. And the trader's task is not to jump in the middle, but to wait for the correction to end and enter at the very beginning of the next impulse. That's where the second component of the indicator comes in: full fractals. A fractal is not just a spike or a candle with a shadow. It is a structural point where the market actually slows down and reverses. In Owl Smart Levels, a fractal is formed according to a strict rule. The central candle must be higher than 5 candles on the left and 2 on the right, or vice versa, lower if it is the base. Why is this necessary? Because this structure reflects a real break in movement, not just a random pullback or noise. The indicator waits until the market itself shows a reversal formation, and only then it starts looking for an entry point. This greatly reduces the number of false entries and premature trades. You are not rushing. You are working according to proven logic. The trend is defined. The correction is over. The fractal has formed. You can act. Now the main question: where exactly to enter, where to place a stop, and where to take profits? Owl Smart Levels answers this automatically, using a built-in Fibonacci grid, which it overlays on the last ZigZag wave. If you trade using smart money or ICT, you already know that price behavior is not chaotic. After a strong impulse, the market almost always pulls back, most often to the 38.2%, 50%, or 61.8% levels. These zones are a kind of magnet for liquidity. I'm sure you've seen more than once how the price rebounds from 50% Fibonacci with pinpoint accuracy. The indicator takes this into account. It takes the last ZigZag wave, builds Fibonacci levels based on it, and automatically highlights entry levels. Entry at one of the correction levels, most often 38.250% or 61.8%. Stop loss is set slightly above the 78.6% level. Take profit at extension levels 161.8% or 261.8%, depending on the strength of the impulse. Basically, you get a ready-made trading plan. Everything is calculated in advance: where to enter, where to exit, where to fix the profit. No intuition, no guesswork, just algorithms and market logic. The last but not least important element of Owl Smart Levels analysis is filtering by higher timeframes. One of the most common mistakes traders make is opening a trade when the higher trend is going against them. The indicator helps to avoid this. The indicator automatically checks whether the trend direction coincides on different timeframes: on M15, current timeframe, on H1, 4 times higher, and on H4, another 4 times higher. On the screen, you see arrows that show the trend on each of these timeframes. The signal is considered valid only if the trend matches on all 3 levels. If at least one of the higher timeframes shows a trend in the opposite direction, this section of the chart is highlighted in red. This is the dead zone, where trades are not allowed. In this way, Owl Smart Levels filters out conflicting signals, and prevents you from entering the market at times of uncertainty or flatness. This is a powerful protective mechanism that saves you from a lot of unnecessary stops. Now, for the most interesting part, let's analyze one of the recent trades that the OWL Smart Levels indicator made on the GBPUSD currency pair. The first thing we pay attention to is the direction of the trend. In the upper left corner, the indicator shows the trend on 3 time frames at once: M15, H1, and H4. All 3 arrows are pointing down, which means complete synchronization according to the triple screen method. This gives us confirmation. Only sell trades are a priority now. On the chart itself, we see that the last zigzag wave is also pointing downwards, which means that the price has already made an impulse and has now begun a correction. After a small upward pullback, a fractal is formed, which is confirmation that the correction is over and the market is ready to move down again. The indicator records this and begins to build a trading plan. Next, Fibonacci logic comes into play. The indicator overlays a grid on the last downward wave and automatically calculates all key levels: entry point, stop, and take profit. In this case, the entry is at the 50% level, the stop is just below 78.6%, and the take profit is at the 61.8% Fibonacci extension at 1.3456. All these levels appear on the chart before the price reaches them. That is, we know in advance where the trade will be, where its boundaries are, and what its target is. The price pulls back to the entry level, and we open a sell trade. Now, all that remains is to watch the trade. All levels are already set, the entry is confirmed, and the market simply does its job. After some time, the position is calmly closed at take profit. This is a classic example of how OWL Smart Levels does not guess, but builds the structure of the trade from the context to the entry point. Everything is based on real market movements. And most importantly, you do not catch the price in the moment, but prepare in advance, as any systematic trader does. Now let's see how OWL Smart Levels works in the crypto market. Here is the AVAX at USDT chart, M15 timeframe, and we again see a clear structure on which the entire entry logic is built. The chart shows a downward movement, which means we are only interested in selling. OWL Smart Levels marks the entry level, stop loss, and take profit in advance. Please note, the price slows down precisely at the entry zone. This is a signal that the correction is most likely complete and the trend is ready to continue. The price touches our entry point. We open a sell trade. This time we had to wait a little. The market returned to the level, tested it again, but in the end, the movement continued downwards and the trade closed to take profit. Even on a volatile crypto, OWL Smart Levels allows you to enter confidently and systematically. Automation is one of the most effective ways to improve your trading results. If you like the OWL Smart Levels indicator, you can purchase and test it on the MQL5 website. The link will be in the description below the video. And to get started even faster after purchase, I will send you an additional tool, the OWL Helper Expert Advisor, which will simplify entering a trade and make working with the indicator even more convenient. To do this, just message me on Telegram. Hi, send me the OWL Helper Expert Advisor. I bought the indicator, date of purchase, and I will send you the file. OWL Smart Levels is not just an indicator. It is a tool that helps you think like a system, understand the market structure, act according to a scenario, and trade with confidence, without guesswork and chaos. If you want to remove unnecessary emotions from trading and move on to a clear, well-thought-out process, this solution is definitely worth trying. Please give us a thumbs up if you found this useful, and write in the comments which assets you would like to test OWL Smart Levels on. In the next release, we'll analyze the theory behind all ICT trading. Please subscribe so you don't miss it.